give Missouri and Conzo a ton of credit. They just got blown out at Arkansas about a week ago, lost a tough one to A&M at home. This team really came out with a purpose. I feared it yesterday. We had to stop practice short, and it's because of lack of effort and kind of focus on our part. And so done it long enough that you can kind of smell it coming. Didn't smell that bad, but knew we weren't being at our best. And so just got beaten every facet of the game, as you saw. Had a little spurt when we put 5 guys in because they got another paint score. And it's our inability we can't really play our 1-3-1 because of the toughness in our zone and back to double fist. And so tonight we just had to guard them man-to-man, and they made some good shots, just drove the ball, put us on our heels, and then our inability to score it really around the goal. So give Missouri all the credit.
And Kermit, was there any carryover from the Auburn game, just with kind of the disappointment there?
It was a disappointed team, but we met for a long time about there's no built-in excuses with our team, that we've got to play. We can't do it for pockets of it, and tried to be as positive about, if you hold on to the Tennessee game and you beat Auburn, then you got 2 quadrant 1 wins, and now you're 3-1, and everybody says you're an NCAA tournament team. You're that close. But sometimes the psyche of young people, are different than people who've been in it for a while, and I sensed it yesterday, and so we tried as hard as we possibly could try, and and then we were hoping maybe Austin would be available. Just we got some lineups in there in the first half. I was just trying to find some guys that played with some toughness. We got some lineups that never been out there, and no, that's no excuse. Missouri beat that group too. The only group that we got in was we subbed 5 guys in the second half, and I thought they gave some spark and play. Was excited to play, and then just couldn't hold on to the effort.
You mentioned effort and toughness a few times. Obviously, they played harder than you guys did tonight. Yep. I'm sure you were challenging throughout the game. Did you ever feel like they were listening?
Oh, they always listen. We had a good group of guys. Yeah, they're always listening. Yeah, don't ever doubt that. Don't ever doubt that at all about a program that I'm going to run. I promise you that. Don't ever doubt that. But it was our inefficient the way we played tonight, and we tried everything we could. And then what happened tonight, we didn't shot make. It affected us on the other end, and where we didn't guard. And Nas he's got to become an everyday guy. He does it all the time. We thought Matt had gotten over the hump, but Matt has 0 rebounds tonight. Not worried about the 2 for 10. I'd love for him to make a bunch of shots. But, I thought we'd had that to where he's going to be a guy that's going to be in there, And Deshaun really struggled in the first half. I thought he played his best in the second half because he guarded better, and that was positive. We really challenged him about guarding. And so maybe that's a half that got him a lot better just from a competing standpoint, So, but, yeah, that team, we got a good group of young guys, and, so tonight Missouri was just better. They were just better.
You mentioned toughness with this team earlier. Does that go hand in hand with the effort?
I think this, Parrish, sometimes, shot making has affected our team during the year. That sometimes shot making or feeling good about yourself will affect how you guard on the other end. And it doesn't with great players, but it affects everybody's psyche, And I thought in the first half, we couldn't score it around the goal. As good as Nas was against Auburn, against elite, shot blocking. We got balls blocked at the goal. Our perimeter couldn't finish. We just went through that spell. Then all of a sudden that game separated. And but I thought there was some period of time in the second half that we were better at it.
Is there any frustration just with the shot selection overall? You mentioned shot.
Yeah, it was. We had, we're playing with Deshaun at the 1, and he's playing. We got a little foul trouble tonight. We were trying to find ways to score, really. And so we kind of just spread the floor and put the ball in his hands and just let him try to get in the paint. He did a really good job of it, of getting in the paint, because we were kind of inefficient with some other areas right there. But we've seen our team run good offense, and play against really good teams in a good way. It just wasn't our night tonight. I take full responsibility for that and give Missouri a lot of credit. They played great.
Do you start maybe trying to play James and Eric and Grant a little bit more, at least in spots, just to get them
It
some
depends
minutes?
on Austin's injury, how long it is, Just a bad sprain. It's nothing in the x-rays. And, just a guy that you can get out there that you can run offense with. And we had some lineups out there tonight that really couldn't execute a lot of things, just kind of some different spots. So we had to keep it pretty simple at times. But, yeah, I thought Eric was fine. And when you play Eric, can Eric beat out Sammy? Or can Eric beat out Jamin? We really thought Jamin was going to make some progress, and then tonight he reverts back. He didn't guard very well, 1 rebound, So that's kind of been our team, of just being a consistent team that we put out on the floor.
You used all of your timeouts in the first half. What were you kind of talking about in those intermissions?
Just trying to get our team to play in a quality of play. I've done it a couple of times in my career. I've never lost when I've done it. Obviously tonight we lost, and so the timeouts didn't matter at all. We were just trying to get a group that could compete and try to play the way we play on both ends. I thought that we got down and we took some bad shots in the first half. Ty Fagan, all of us did. And they were driving the ball. We were settling, and that's why the score is what it was.
What's your initial assessment of the younger guys who saw the floor tonight? Did any of those guys really stand out?
Yeah, we've been watching them for a long time. We've been watching them since June. It's the first time you guys got a chance to see them, but we've been watching them for a long time. And so, but I thought their effort was good. They got a chance. They're excited about playing, and good for them. And so I thought Eric and Grant and James, all 3 of those guys did some good things. And but we've been coaching them for a long time now. And we know some things they've got to get better at. Some other guys have beaten them out. But it's never too late. It's never too late based on practice. We have to take tomorrow off based on practice on Thursday and Friday before we go to Starkville.
How do you regroup?
Huh?
How do you regroup as a team before the state rivalry?
Yeah, I've been doing this for 39 years. You go back just to the basics of coaching. You individually meet with your guys. You coach your team. We're not the first team to get hit like this. It's the first time it's happened at home, and it is. It's disappointing, embarrassing, but we'll get our team back to playing a quality of basketball.
Any further questions?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, y'all. That's all for tonight.